Fashion tech promotes sustainability by reducing waste in the design process through virtual prototyping and optimizing production through data analysis. And I'd say that this leads to less physical waste and lower resource consumption.
I think Taiwan is not only well known as a global tech hub, but also well known as a global functional textile innovation and production hub.
I see technology as complementing, not threatening creativity. I would say it provides designers with new tools to express their vision and push the boundaries of their design.
Hello and welcome to Connected. I'm Susan Chow, sitting in for Divya Gopalan. From fashion design concept to your closet, technology is dramatically changing how fashion is created. The world's fashion industry is going through the largest tech transformation to date. These advancements can be seen in both fast fashion and high fashion through scalable digital innovations such as body size scanning, 3D design and prototyping, and even digitized material scanning. Joining the program today to take us behind the scenes of tomorrow's fashion industry is Hsieh in Taipei. He is the CEO and co-founder of DMKTZ, or Democratize, a Taiwan-based startup. And from Brussels, we have Leslie Holden. He is the co-founder of the Digital Fashion Group, a consultancy working with fashion businesses and institutes to foster digital transformation across the fashion value chain. So Leslie, how do you see digital technology impacting the fashion industry? And what would you say has been the most significant game changer?
Well, good question. Digital technology and data science are really transforming the fashion industry. And you could say that AI is taking it one step further with solutions to really maximize the use of these technologies, improving efficiency and sustainability. For example, better prediction of consumer demand means garment production related to needs, which means less waste. Real-time feedback and data-driven decision-making improves efficiency and means less waste. And democratization and customization and targeted marketing allows consumers to have more personalized products and more garments which people want to buy, so less waste. So you could say that data, in a way, is key to unlocking the future of fashion, enabling designers and brands and manufacturers to create better products more efficiently and more sustainably.
That's really exciting to hear. And Jack, you started DMKTZ to disrupt the fashion industry with a similar thought. Can you tell us more about the innovations of your company?
I think following with Leslie's answer, actually, Democratize is actually short for DMKTZ is short for Democratize. So our mission is to make the fashion more accessible by creating clothing tailored to every individuals. And goal is to also minimizing the waste and transforming the way that apparel is produced. So we actually are a group of engineers come from computer vision, software, hardware, and AI technologies. And we stepped into this fashion tech industry for almost 10 years. And yeah, we aim to provide more precise and data-driven solution to help this industry can work more efficiently and effectively. So we have built like a lot of products. The major product we have is the first one is the body scanner. So we want a body scanner to capture consumers' body figure and measurements for precisely tailoring clothes for them without any trial and error. And second product is fabric scanner and textile AI to create high fidelity digital twins of textile, and including its appearance and also the fabric physics. Lastly, we built an apparel design sets to connect all dots from design to productions. So these are the innovation that we have done in the past 10 years.
That's great. So Leslie, can you give some examples of what you might have seen of fashion tech innovations that are based on these data-driven solutions that create more accessibility and personalized experiences for the consumers that may have been brought to life through some of your clients' businesses?
Yeah, of course. Well, the Digital Fashion Group supports professionals, industry and education to pivot towards digitalization in various ways. So, for example, we have educated over 16,000 people with our online courses since we launched our first course in July 21. And we've worked on a consultancy basis for a number of fashion universities with our Train the Trainer program to help the faculty, the lecturers develop the direction they ought to take in integrating digital across the fashion curriculum. I would say these universities are now leading providers of digital education. And we're currently working with a major Taiwanese fashion manufacturer who we actually mentioned earlier in the development and market positioning of their innovative 3D software. And last year we worked in collaboration with On/Off, a fashion showcase for innovative design during London Fashion Week. And we selected 3 physical and digital fashion collections, well, Phygital fashion collections. Tasken Guk, a German designer, Oscar Keane, an Australian designer, and Balaclava, a Portuguese brand. And our aim was to push the boundaries of mixed reality. And we embraced the concept of the metaverse, even though no one's really talking about it now, and explored the intersection between physical and digital in a mixed reality fashion show where the live models interacted with the avatars. So we've lots of different projects and lots of different approaches to helping people digitalize towards a digital future.
Yeah, these phygital mixed reality scenarios, as you said, are really very exciting. And I actually see this, as something that can really expand on a global scale. So coming back to you, Jack, how do you see the scalability of fashion tech and its ability to transform the fashion industry to be able to create these mixed reality spaces and tangible products or virtual products for the audiences?
Yeah, I think Leslie also mentioned about a lot of trend and like new adoptions for the fashion tech. And in the past decades, I think a lot of fashion tech company we like us we help to the industry to drive manufacturing efficiency or reduce cost. And some of the companies like NunoX or self-delivery company that we want to dive into the digital design workflow to reduce the physical sample productions and achieve like more sustainable design process. And now I think after generative AI is everywhere and it leads the industry to like optimize their marketing and retail experience. And there's also like generated more online and offline experience across these different areas. So I think this is the right timing to explore new models for consumers to shop smart and more eco-friendly. And that's also what DMKTZ's vision to disrupt the apparel ecosystem from design, retail to production.
That's great. So the apparel ecosystem or the manufacturing apparel design ecosystem, as you said, is being disrupted. So Leslie, coming back to you, on the scalable future for fashion tech, do you feel that this is going to start shifting a paradigm for the industry, especially in the eyes of the consumers?
Absolutely. As virtual try-ons and AR experiences become more commonplace, consumers will expect these technologies as part of their shopping journey. But the virtual try-on technology has to get better. It has to become more accurate. And then this demand will push brands to adopt fashion technology solutions, further driving the scalability and transforming the industry. Ultimately, I think it's about creating engaging and personalized experiences that resonate with consumers, and particularly with online shopping, it's important to ensure that less garments are returned. You order something online, you might order 3 sizes of the same style because sizing is not consistent, especially for women. And at best, 1 garment may be a good fit, the other 2 are sent back. At worst, all 3 are sent back. The vast majority of companies then landfill these returns as it's too expensive to check them. Just imagine how much waste online sales are currently responsible for. Accurate virtual try-ons are key to the future of a more sustainable fashion industry. And then, just imagine, once we have digital product passports on all our garments, we have a wardrobe full of data. Huge opportunities for the fashion industry to develop many different uses for all this data. Imagine.
Yes, it's quite incredible. Well, let's now hear from Dianne Chen at Portal M, a fashion creative studio focusing on digital innovation. Dianne tells us about the digital tools they're using, as well as other innovations they're exploring.
By investing in like R&D and to like integrate like technology such as like AI, VR, and then AR into our design processes. And then, so with this kind of like technology's help, we can create it like highly like personalized and then immersive and even like interactive like experiences for like different users. Sustainability is kind of one of our core as well. And then so we're kind of incorporating like eco-friendly like materials and then so as like sustainable like production like methods into like our digital design processes. The other thing is that we're also exploring to like integrate like Web3 into our innovations. So with that, we can kind of create a more like cohesive like digital ecosystems.
So let's talk about design processes. Leslie, do you feel the fast technological advances that are within our world today is becoming a threat to design, style, and creativity for fashion? What step can a fashion business take to transition from legacy practices towards including more fashion tech at its core?
Yeah, it's a really good question. But I see technology as complementing, not threatening creativity. I would say it provides designers with new tools to express their vision and push the boundaries of their design. For a recent series of masterclasses that we did in collaboration with Bloomsbury Publishing, we interviewed Julie Pont, the creative director of Hurotech. And Julie is a designer that studied in IFM, the best fashion school in Paris. And she told us how terrified she was at first working with AI. She was convinced it would disempower designers, replace designers. She would lose her job. But once she learned how to use it, she realized that data can empower designers by giving them a backup that they need to support their creative vision, especially when merchandisers or buyers question the designer and the designs, and the designer has to then defend their ideas, and hard data can really help do that. Of course, we're still a long way off from having fashion graduates who are fully trained and prepared in working with data. So changing your question just a little, I would say everything starts with education. And education needs to ensure that employability is not just a KPI, which is on their list, but a metric of their success as an education. Because industry needs a different kind of designer in the future.
So that's really good to hear that we're using education, or the Digital Fashion Group assisting in developing the talents of the future that can bridge this gap. Now, having AI becoming a very important aspect of the design process within the fashion industry, Jack, can you tell us how you're using AI in your business to enable scalability and sustainability for the industry?
So we actually a technical company. So we basically like implement AI into our solutions and help the textile and apparel suppliers or brands to make their business more scalable and sustainable. So I would like to speak more specifically to what we do is actually we start from deep learning to analyze the textile and the body data, then turn them into more meaningful data sets for the industries or for the retail stores. And let me take an example for the fabric scanner. Because a lot of scanners, they can actually use a camera to capture the textile appearance, but they require a lot of time, like maybe 1 or 2 hours to do the manual editing for the tilings and make sure it could be tiled perfectly in the software. But what we offer is that we use AI to automate the process. So user just need to push one button, and the rest of the tiling methods, the analytics could be done by AI itself. So we want to make more efficient process for our customers. Then they can collect the data set easier, and as long as they collect more data in the future, they are able to move forward to have a new experience, which is co-designed with the AI. So here is our new AI technology comes in, like we use a modern LLM, the language model, and also the diffusion models to help the textile manufacturer. They can co-design with the fabrics and have AI to tell them what you have done in the future, and if you are going to add new ingredients, what should be done in the future for manufacture process. So this is how we add AI into our products and help these industries.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that data helps to keep the industry more informed, to help them establish a more efficient flow, and you can be data informed to make new decisions. So the data that you collected, are you, in addition to just helping the designer and the designer process, how is it giving back to the industry as a whole?
Okay. Yeah, so because we have different data set we collect. So we have body data, we have fabric data. So fabric data is basically for specific supplier themselves, because it's more private. They need to make sure this data set is within their own booth, right? So we didn't really we just help them to build their own AI for future designs or for future search. But for body data, actually, we think the body data belongs to every individuals. So the concept of democratizing is actually we want to help every individual. They can understand their body shape, body figure, body measurements, and they own the data by themselves. And they're allowed to authorize any brands or services they want to use, and authorize them to use their body data. And by providing this more personal data to the brands or services, they are able to provide more personalized services or tailor-made services for these individuals. So our goal is to build this ecosystem within every individual's control and democratize the data set and benefit both consumer side and the industry side.
Sounds like a great partnership. And Leslie, how do you think that creativity can persist to remain at the center of this data dialogue?
Yeah, data should be seen as a tool that empowers creativity, not restricts it. By providing designers with data-driven insights, we can fuel their imagination and enable them to make informed creative decisions. It's about striking a balance between data analysis and artistic expression, and ensuring that creativity remains at the heart of fashion. And as at the Digital Fashion Group, we believe that the fashion designer of the future will be a very different professional, with a different kind of skill set, that different than traditional trained fashion designers. So a designer will be central in the data dialogue, in an ongoing conversation and collaboration with the consumer, understanding what they want and customizing their offer, and an ongoing conversation with the manufacturer in an on-demand manufacturing structure. So this, of course, as I said before, needs quite a different kind of training, and universities have to consider their curriculum to be more future-facing.
Let's go back to Dianne Chen again, who organized Portal M's interactive fashion show at London Fashion Week in September. She said it was an occasion showcasing not just the latest creative styles, but also some of the global trends in fashion tech.
So during this London Fashion Week, we're actually seeing a lot of rising on the sustainability in fashion. So it kind of motivated us to further incorporate some eco-friendly practices into our digital design process. And then it also kind of highlighted how crucial that digital innovation have become. And then it also motivated us in the sense that we need to invest more in technology to create a more standout user experiences too. And then with that, we can also see that, Portal M as Portland ourselves, we need to become like a true game changer for like Taiwan's like textile and then garment industries. And then, so what we want to do is we want to become the one-stop digital integrator. And then this is also inspired on how London Fashion Week's like innovative approach as well. And then what we're trying to do is to offer like the end-to-end like digital solutions, and then which will we're aiming to like empower Taiwan's like textile industry, and then so as the manufacturer side to advance their digital tools, and then a more like forward-looking like strategies to to help the whole fashion industry and the manufacturer side as well to like unlock like more like innovative and digital capabilities.
And Leslie, how do you think fashion tech can help in creating more sustainable fashion businesses? You talked about that a little bit earlier, but I'd like to know, how do we look at the sustainability from both a growth perspective as well as environmental perspective?
Yeah, fashion tech promotes sustainability by reducing waste in the design process through virtual prototyping and optimizing production through data analysis. And I'd say that this leads to less physical waste and lower resource consumption. Additionally, AR and VR experiences can also minimize the need for physical samples and reduce transportation impacts, contributing again to a more eco-friendly industry.
Okay, so the carbon footprint reduction through the whole entire process can be benefited from having fashion tech applied. That's great. Jack, Taiwan is well known as a global tech hub. How do you see its potential as a center for fashion tech?
Yeah, this is a very good question. So I think Taiwan is not only well known as a global tech hub, but also well known as a global functional textile innovation and production hub. So it's actually the supply chains in Taiwan is actually pretty strong in material innovating from recycled materials or like the new production innovations. So, but previously, like maybe the industry is not that ready for adopting new technology, but they probably focus more on the manufacturer innovation side. But right now, after the COVID, or after the ESG regulations or the new AI trends, I think company like us, we already learned a lot from both sides. We learn about we start from the technology side, but we also understand further about this industry. So we understand how to connect the dots. And so in the future, I think there's a lot of potentials to make Taiwan become the center of fashion tech, as long as which means the textile industries and also the governments also recognize ourselves, we could be the center of the fashion tech hub. Then I think we will get there sooner or later.
Well, that's very exciting. Still staying with you, Jack. So as Leslie mentioned, there's a lot of education that's happening right now with design houses, creators, designers. So Taiwan has always been, somewhat of a global fashion development capital. We're playing very close to the center of that, whether it was original OEM or moving to ODM. So you talked about, connecting the dot. How do you see companies such as yours can help the local legacy companies make the transition easier?
Well, this is very big questions. I would say it actually, because I have I won't say educate, but I try to push the digital transformation for almost 10 years. And I believe that a lot of textile apparel suppliers, they actually really want to upgrade their whole design process or manufacturing process, adopting more new technologies. But it requires a lot of, but the challenges is they are facing a lot of difficulties, such as the profits or like the new regulations from sustainability. So they need to really focus on the business they're working on. So they don't have the luxury time or resources to spend on developing this new fashion tech. So it actually requires some support from governments to help them out, and also provide them more educational informations, and also like gather different parties together. Like we join a lot of government activity to like talk to the supply chains, or like we talk to different schools, and gradually I think they get more information and also get some support from governments. I think it will easier for these traditional manufacturers to adapt these new technologies, because they actually want to do that, but they don't have sufficient resource at this moment.
Okay, so it's a joint effort. So Leslie, last question. Fashion tech is evolving quickly within the fashion houses and startups. Do you see the fashion hubs of today, the likes of Paris or New York, being redefined or replaced by new global hotspots in fashion tech?
Yeah, I think while these established fashion hubs like Paris and New York or London, I think they'll always remain influential. But obviously, new hotspots are emerging globally, and I think cities with strong tech ecosystems, and Taipei is certainly one of these cities, and then possibly also cities like Amsterdam or Copenhagen, and are focusing on sustainability and attracting fashion tech talent and investment. And I think this diversification of fashion tech hubs will lead to a more dynamic and inclusive industry. So yes, I see the fashion landscape as continuing to be democratized, and this democratization is being empowered by digital technologies.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, it's been a pleasure having both of you on the show today. Thank you, Jack Hsieh and Leslie Holden. For our viewers everywhere, I'm Susan Chow, and thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode or wish to add to the dialogue, do join the conversation on our social media. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay connected.